Welcome back to Relax and Read, boys and girls. We are now on Chapter 4, Making Choices. Besides marriage, Michelle was also thinking about her career. Her work paid well, but she didn't love it. Maybe Michelle would be happier in a new job, doing work for poor people in her own community. That was what Barack planned to do. Michelle met with a woman named Valerie Jarrett. Valerie worked for the mayor of Chicago. She offered Michelle a job immediately, but Michelle wanted time to think. She was being picky as always. Did she want to work for a politician? There weren't many she admired. Barack felt the same about politicians, but not about politics. He thought politics, passing good laws, was a way to make a real difference in people's lives. He encouraged Michelle to take the job, and she did. On October 3rd, 1992, Michelle and Barack got married. Michelle's friend Santita Jackson sang at the wedding. For a short time, the couple lived with Michelle's mother in the same small apartment where Michelle had grown up. But pretty soon they got their own apartment in a nice neighborhood called Hyde Park. Michelle's new job paid less, so the Obamas didn't have much money, and they both still had big student loans to pay off. Barack was working two jobs. He taught at the University of Chicago Law School. He also did legal work for people in poor neighborhoods. What he most wanted to do, however, was run for political office. Politics. Michelle wasn't thrilled with the idea. Running for office was expensive. Could they afford it and still afford to have children? What about all the money they owed? And what about all the time it would take? Barack wanted to be elected to the state government in Springfield, the capital of Illinois. It was 200 miles away. Barack would have to spend a lot of time there. Still, Michelle wanted her husband to achieve his dreams. She agreed that he should run, even though it would be hard on their marriage. In 1996, Barack Obama ran for the Illinois State Senate and won. Now he would represent the part of Chicago where they lived. At the time, Michelle had no idea that this was just the beginning of Barack's political career. She certainly did not know it would lead to the White House. Chapter 5, A New Family. With Barack often in Springfield, Michelle tried to find satisfaction in her work. For almost 4 years, she worked as the director of a group that got young people involved in community work. Then Michelle took a job at the University of Chicago. There she found ways for college students to become involved with neighborhood projects for the poor. At the same time, Michelle was ready to start another kind of project, a family. But what would family life be like for two hardworking parents? Michelle and Barack had very different childhoods. Barack said that Michelle's family reminded him of a TV show from the 1950s called Leave It to Beaver. On the show, the family seemed perfect. Barack's childhood hadn't been as happy. He had been born in Hawaii. His parents separated when Barack was only 2 years old. His father, who was from Kenya, returned to Africa. Later, his mother got married to a man from Indonesia. She took Barack to live there when he was 6 years old. Eventually, Barack returned to Hawaii and lived with his grandparents. He only saw his own father once more. It is easy to see why Barack's idea of family wasn't the same as Michelle's. Their first child, Malaya, was born on the 4th of July in 1998. That's the American Independence Day. 3 years later, Natasha was born. They called her Sasha for short. Michelle wanted to raise her children the way she had been brought up. However, the Obamas' life as new parents was very different from Michelle's parents. Michelle was working full-time and Barack was away a lot. It was very tough for Michelle raising two small children, often by herself. Michelle felt angry a lot of the time and Barack knew it. But Barack and Michelle were crazy about their girls. When Barack was home, the family had fun together. Barack also did chores around the house because Michelle insisted. Michelle's mother, Marion, was able to help out a great deal with Malia and Sasha. As they got older, she picked them up at school. She took them to the playground. She took Malia to dance lessons and soccer games. She cooked the same meals she had made when Michelle was little. Still, day to day, life was hard. Michelle was unhappy. Barack also continued to have bigger dreams. In 2000, Barack ran to become a congressman in the U.S. House of Representatives. It was a tough election and he lost. Michelle hoped he might quit politics after that, and after such a loss, many people would have quit, but not Barack Obama. He simply decided he was never going to lose again. Chapter 6, Politics. In 2003, Barack Obama decided to aim for an even higher public office. He was going to run for the U.S. Senate. Michelle wasn't sure about Barack's decision. If Barack became a Senate, it would change a lot of things for their family. They would either have to move to Washington, D.C., or live apart a lot of the time. Michelle didn't want to move. Her job at the University of Chicago was important to her, and her salary was important to the family. Also, home for Sasha and Malia was in Chicago. Michelle didn't want their lives to change, so if Barack won the election, he would go to Washington alone. The Obamas would need 2 houses. Barack would have even less time to spend with Michelle and the girls. Michelle decided to go along with Barack's plan. She knew how important it was to African Americans everywhere. There had only been 4 black senators in Congress ever. Besides, Barack promised that if he lost, he would quit politics forever. Sometimes Michelle even joked that she hoped he'd lose. It didn't seem like Barack would lose, though. By the spring of 2004, Barack was capturing the attention of voters all across Illinois. Everyone wanted to know, who was this new guy who made such exciting speeches? A few months later, Barack was invited to give an important speech at the Democratic National Convention. The convention was a big meeting held every 4 years to choose a candidate for president. Usually, only well-known politicians spoke at the convention. Barack Obama wasn't even a member of Congress yet. It was a big honor to be chosen. Michelle understood the importance of the speech. Barack would be seen on TV by millions of Americans. If he did a good job, it would help get him elected to the U.S. Senate in the fall. Barack stood backstage, waiting to go on. Michelle could tell Barack was nervous. Everyone was. Michelle's brother Craig was so nervous he was sweating. Michelle's staff were worried about what tie Barack should wear. At the last minute, they had him switch ties with one of the staff. To calm Barack down, Michelle decided to tease him a little bit. She told him that he'd better not mess up. He didn't. Barack gave a speech so exciting it made people cry. He said that there wasn't a white America and a black America. There was just the United States of America. Only in America could a skinny black kid with a funny name believe that America had a place for him too. At the end, the audience jumped to its feet. People were cheering and shouting. Barack Obama was a star. Michelle felt so proud. The next day, millions of people were talking about this new young politician. People all across America, not just in Chicago, were fascinated by him. In the fall, Barack won the election. He was now a U.S. Senator from the state of Illinois. Michelle, Malia, and Sasha all went to Washington with him in January. She wanted to be there to see Barack sworn in as a senator. Michelle smiled a huge smile in the photograph taken that day. Earlier that day, Malia had asked a question, "Daddy, are you going to be president?" Barack didn't answer. He knew a lot of reporters were listening. He wasn't going to share his hopes with the world. However, in his heart, he must have known right then what his biggest dream of all was.